Yo, pew, what's good, everybody? Rage Cage 20 here. You knew that. You knew that if you clicked on the video, I assume. Even for a brief second, you knew it. You still knew it. Man, crazy shit's going on, y'all. I saw some crazy shit gone down here today. We, of course, are at the 900 subscriber episode and whatnot. I don't really like to call it special because I don't really do anything special. I just like to chit chat about what's going on, what's going down. Thank y'all and tell you all what's coming next in the future and whatnot and all that good stuff. There'll be chapters available if you want to skip around. You know how it goes. But I think I'm doing something special, but we'll talk about that later. Again, there's chapters if you don't want to wait. So first things first. Let's talk about the 900, shall we? Should we talk about the 900? Something weird happened, y'all. Something weird happened. So here's how it went down. And part of this is kind of mean and angry, but also funny at the same time. I got some stories, some minor stories, some stories to tell y'all here. Okay. So this is how it went down. So usually I like to give it a good 5 to 10, usually around 10 subscribers over the number before I make a video, just in case for whatever reason it dips back down. You know, the number goes up and down. That's how it works. It fluctuates. That's how it happens here on the YouTubes and what have you. So it was around 908. I was like, okay, cool. I'll wait for it to get around 910, then I'll make a video, safe number, you know, whatever. And then something happened that I beyond didn't predict. I released a video. Right, and many of you who may be new subscribers who are watching this will know of said video that you subscribed to. Welcome, by the way. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. So I released the Alicia and the Warning Enter Sandman cover video. Okay, so usually on my channel, very small channel. I'm sure, as you noticed, and I kind of like it that way. There's a lot of things I could do if I truly wanted to just get more views and subscribers and stuff like that. There's a lot of things I could do to up that number by quite a bit, but it's not how we do it here. I like having a nice little small close-knit community and whatnot. This is not a job. This is not me trying to get money or fame or recognition or any of that, so I don't really care about those numbers. My goal, as it has been, as I've said in every single one of these videos from 100 all the way up to now, my goal has been and has always been and will always continue to be to make someone's day just a little bit better. I ain't gonna make everyone's day better. In fact, I'm gonna make some people's days worse because I tend to have occasionally unpopular opinions. And unlike a lot of people that will just proverbially kiss the butt of whatever they see just because that's how you get the views and the likes, I will absolutely not. I'm going to tell you how I feel when I feel it. No bullshit in here. Even if that makes you so fucking angry you want to threaten to kill me, I don't give a fuck. That's how I roll. That's how I have always rolled. That's how I always will roll. So, I like having this nice little close-knit community. There's many people that comment frequently, and I see their name and or their thumbnail and I recognize them, and that's really cool. I get to continue to talk to people and I get to grow and watch them grow as they watch me grow and all this kind of stuff, and it's really nice and it's really awesome and I enjoy that. So bringing it all back here, usually for reactions especially, my views range anywhere between around a 20 views to if it's super popular 3 to 500, which it's not really a lot, but for me, I like those numbers. When it gets around 3 to 500, I feel good. It's yeah, a lot of people watch this, and I'm sure I made someone's day maybe just a little bit better, even if it's just for a minute, or 20 if you watch the whole, 20, 30, 40 if you watch the whole thing. I made someone's day a little bit better. Maybe got someone to laugh or something. That's what I do these for. Because again, I work 2 jobs, and I'm working on a 3rd job to replace one of the jobs, to continue to work 2 jobs, but a much higher paying job. So this is not a job for me. I don't make money. I don't want to make money. I do not. I wouldn't be able to do it the way that I do it if I wanted to make money on YouTube. Just about every single video has a copyright claim on it. Just so you know, if you were wondering like how the fuck does he do this without getting copyright claim, I don't. I don't at all. I never get copyright strikes though. That's the big difference. But pretty much, I could never monetize almost any video. Occasionally, some do, which is weird. I don't know how that works because I never change anything, but some do. Weird. But pretty much I would never make money anyways. So if I was ever the point where I wanted to make money with this, I would just do some kind of Patreon thing or something like that. But I don't really have any interest in doing this for money. What else going on with it? So, you know, I just get a good handful of views and whatnot. So when I released that video, when I released the Enter Sandman video, you know, I knew that The Warning had a close-knit group, a good couple thousand, maybe 10 plus thous, maybe getting close to 100 thou by this point, maybe even more, who knows. I don't know, I don't follow their journey. I knew they had a good cult following and whatnot, you know, so I imagine like, okay, you know, tops with this video probably be 300, which I didn't really finish the sentence. Usually max is around, like a big popular is around 300 to 500, unless it's like one of those like super popular everybody loves to watch and search for these all the time, like Nightwish or Ginger or whatnot. Those can get up to closer to around 750 to 1,000. But that's rare for me. So yeah, I thought like max would be like 300 or something, you know, like, you know, a good amount of people watch it and whatnot, you know, whatever. So I uploaded it, and then like the next day, all of a sudden I was thinking I was playing a game or something, and all of a sudden my phone's blowing up, notifications, boom, 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 just like I clear one, and then another one pops up. I clear it, another one pops up. Like it was just fucking blowing up. I was just like, what the hell? And so I went and looked at the Creator Studio app on my phone and whatnot, and in under 24 hours, this bitch had like 1,000 views, and I was just like, literally, I just stopped. I just stared. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I did not even begin to see that happening. And now, like in under 2 days, it got like 1,500 with well over 100 likes and like 50, 60 comments. It's just like, the fuck? And like, I didn't think that was going to happen at all. Now it's at 2,000 views, which is a lot for me. 200 likes, 211 specifically, 60 comments. There's probably be more, but I deleted some because goddamn the toxicity that came from that. Which I'm not really surprised, because whenever I get one of those huge surprise bumps from a video or whatnot that I did not see coming, usually there's some crazy people that are super fanatically in love with them, and they're probably going to clash with me. It's just how it goes. It's just always how it goes. But then also there's a big group of people that are supportive, which I appreciate, and then there's a massive group that wants to tell me every single speck of information that's possible about them, as if that was information I wanted to know. It's like, I appreciate you trying to be like, oh, guess what, this about this group and stuff. Like, I do appreciate that, but like, if I wanted to know, I could Google search it. You know what I mean? Like, if I was like, man, I really want to know more about them, I would do the research myself, you know. But I understand a lot of YouTubers don't do that and or don't have the time to do that. So I understand why people hit them up with like, you gotta know everything about them, and this was what happened. Blah 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 blah. Just like, okay, man, cool. There's the sun outside. I should probably go outside and look at it every now and then. But cool, man. You know, it's I appreciate the passion at least. But what I was saying earlier that was funny is that someone, besides calling me an absolute loser, and amongst other insults and whatnot, I'll say that you fucking suck. You're just using their fame to get views and subs and stuff like that. I was just like, I didn't even bother to respond to that specific comment or not. I mean, I commented to that comment, but I didn't touch on that because it was just like so not true. There's like, it's not even important to me to address. Like, I did not know the warning had that big of a following that was going to swarm you within 24 to 48 hours and just subscribe their fucking face off. I didn't know that. If I would have known that, maybe I would have got to them earlier. But I didn't know that. Yeah, that was not the intent. So it was absolutely hilarious that was what I was accused of, because it was the biggest shock I've experienced in a long time on YouTube. But the thing, why we come back to this, why this is important, and why this is crazy, besides just addressing a lot of new people that might be checking this out, where it came from. So remember I said I was around 908 subscribers? Within 24 to 48 hours after that video, I jumped up to like 930. Like usually, I mean, before it used to take a year to get 100 subscribers. Now it's close to like 5 or 6 months. Never have I gotten like 30% of the way to the next 100 gap in such a short period of time. Like now, thanks to that, plus the random Mr. Ballen video that almost got 1,000 views itself, as I mentioned in I think either that video or the next one that's going to release. It is so crazy sporadic which Mr. Ballen videos get a lot of attention and which get absolutely none. I don't fully understand how it works. Like, even if Mr. Ballen videos only got like 10 or 20 views a piece, I would still keep doing them just because I love Mr. Ballen stories. Mr. Ballen's awesome. But also, on top of that, I watched maybe like 3 or 4 Mr. Ballen videos before I started doing making videos of them, and I would just like have to pause so often because I was just commenting about how stupid these people were out in the woods, or just like going off on these tangents, and they were making me laugh. So I was like, maybe someone else will find this entertaining, my weird, crazy views on these stories and whatnot, and what have you. So I would just keep doing them anyways, even if they didn't get any views. But I do appreciate that they do get some views, but it's random with sometimes where one will just get like, maybe in like 3 or 4 days we'll get like 10 to 30 views, and then the other one that's just about was like some weird mysterious hospital thing gets like 5 to 800 in like 12 hours. And it's just like, it's so fucking sporadic that there's no way to predict which one's going to get attention. But with that video, with Mr. Ballen video mixed with the warning video, within under a week from getting into 900 subscribers, I'm now 42% of the way to 1,000. That's never happened on the history of this channel before. In under a week, I'm already almost halfway to the next goal when I'm making the video for having 900 subscribers. I gotta be honest with y'all, I don't know what happened. I don't really know what happened, but I appreciate you. Don't take me taking it back here is to say that I don't appreciate it. Like, that's awesome, guys. I thank you. Thank you. That's really cool. I really appreciate you. Just like, I'm confused. I am very confused, but thankful all the same. So moving this on forward here, this is the part where I like to talk about what I got in the works. Now, sometimes it's a little bit, sometimes it's a lot, sometimes I have big ambitions, but they don't turn out to be true and whatnot. Who knows? I don't know if it's going to be the same thing here or not. We'll find out together, really, I assume. But kind of what I was thinking, like at first when it was getting close to 900, it's just like, I don't think there's really anything that's going to change with the channel at all. But then within the last like 2-3 weeks or something, I've been having thoughts and ideas and whatnot. Now, one of them is minor, because a lot of people aren't going to watch it anyways, because Let's Plays have kind of gone to the wayside, unless it's like a brand new game or whatnot, and or you've been doing gaming forever, and a lot of people subscribe to you while you were gaming, and they will continue to watch you game more just because they enjoy watching you, really, probably than the games itself. Because unfortunately, Let's Plays have kind of fade off into obscurity, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I still watch some from like but like not from small groups like I used to. Now it's just kind of more like Game Grumps and Markiplier and and Marks with Bob and Weed and all them and whatnot. So I don't even really myself either, so I guess I can't really blame people in general for not either as well. But this is something I've been thinking of. I just need to do it, and there's kind of a reason why it's been a little sporadic and what have you. But with games in general, like I don't know, I wanted to just start uploading kind of freely and whatnot because I do have just a bunch of stuff saved up and I just kind of want to start uploading them. So there might be more games showing up if I can get myself to edit them and put them together, which is the hard part of why they haven't been showing up. It's just because the games I have, like, oh yeah, I was gonna bring that up while I'm talking about it, we can bring it up. That's the wrong one. So the big ones that I wanted to go through. Let's see how I got. Zoom this bitch in. Weep. There we go. I'll show part of this eventually. I don't know. Well, I'll figure out how we're gonna do this here. But like with Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy ones, I'm kind of cutting a lot of the battle scenes, which happen so frequently, which is why I wanted to cut them. So that's a lot of editing. With Pathfinder, I still got a lot of that I want to put out, but the editing is nuts, which I'll try to show an image of here as we speak. Is there? Okay, there it is. I just drag and drop. So you see, hopefully in some way or shape or form, you see this graph here in front of you. This little bit of whatever here. So the idea is that if you don't know, this all should be one big block, one clear big block chunk, kind of like this here, should be the entirety of this. Every time you see a little slash here is an edit. Look at this fucking shit. Like, there is so much unbelievable amounts of editing that goes into Pathfinder, specifically because when I recorded them back then, I was either sick or coming off a cold, or I also had this kind of tendency. It's been creeping back in every now and then, and whenever I hate it, it's like, don't start doing that again. Where I just kind of do a little lip smack and whatnot. I fucking hate that sound, and it drives me insane. I'd never hated that sound before I started doing it like compulsively, like a year or two ago. Stopped doing it recently, which is good, but like never hated it before. But ever since I started hearing it, it's like, oh my fucking god, stop. That mixed with it wasn't the best. It was like my old mic and whatnot, so it would peak the mic every now and then. So I have to like listen to the whole hour worth and constantly edit tons of chunks out, and or some parts just me going into great depth about leveling up a character or whatnot, and just kind of skipping big portions of that because that's only exciting to very few people like myself. So I want to do this. Just it would depend if I can get myself set into modes where I record specific sections or edit and stuff, like specific times during like the day or whatnot, and just like slowly work on editing something so I could release it more frequently. But the goal was with games and stuff, I just want to kind of just release them sporadically, and it doesn't have to follow a game all the way. I might not even finish the game, which usually was a big thing for me, was that I always finished the games I played and whatnot, unless I just was not having fun with the game, and I was like, fuck this. But I want to just release them without having to worry about if the game ever finishes or whatnot, or if it just goes on to some other game and then comes back to it eventually and whatnot. So there might be more gaming stuff, there might not. It just depends if I can get myself to do it, if I'm being honest with you. But the goal is I want to just release all the video game stuff I have saved up sporadically and whatnot, so there'll be more video game stuff if you're interested in that. A lot of people aren't, but that's fine, because they're always try to have daily reactions. Try is the big point there, which kind of brings us to midpoint before we move on to the other bigger thing that I was planning on doing and or testing out. We'll see how that goes. the reason why videos, like, usually there'd only be like a day or two in between a video if it wasn't every single day. There's been a good 3 to 5 chunks here and there. So problem I was having is I was like super for a while. I'm pretty good right now. I might start playing it here again a little bit because Diablo 4 is just so fucking boring, man. That game's so fucking boring. Uh, it's just like I started modding D2, which has been a lot of fun because I love D2. I think it's one of the greatest ARPGs ever created. I don't know even why or how. It just keeps my attention no matter how much I've played it. It's such a great game. And I think I've started to think it's because that them, just like Last Epoch, focused on the skills being the main thing and gear only being to make those skills stronger, not to define what your skills are. And I think that's the mistake that Diablo 4 made. And why every time I play Diablo 4, it's like, this game has to be fun at some point, right? I'm fucking bored. So, yeah. But I was really, really addicted to Last Epoch for a while. Like, 300 hours into that game addicted. I kept playing a bunch of different builds and characters and stuff, getting them up to like level 50 and whatnot. So I have well over, I think it was close to 800 character levels in that game. And the max is 100. So it's almost the equivalency of having 8 max level characters. Like, I really got addicted to that game. Problem was, if I was recording, or not recording, if I was editing something, some reason that game is not stable enough that it super slows it down and makes it lag and all that kind of stuff. So for a while there, I had stuff to put up, but I just was so busy playing Last Epoch that I didn't want to interrupt it for the hour or two it would take to put a video together. But now I'm kind of past that. But at this point, I've been having a little bit of issue every now and then to it's just like, okay, I can record today, and then it's like, but I don't really feel like it. I kind of just want to relax. That's been happening occasionally during usually the times I have to record and whatnot. So what I need to do to get back on schedule, get everything popping and tasty, is I need to spend a day, which probably will be today, because I got the energy. I'm feeling the recording in my veins. I want to record a bunch of videos and stuff, so there will probably be today, hopefully. I will try that I can at least get ahead a good 3, 4, 5 videos all saved up, and then get myself back on that schedule of recording one video a day, so that I have that surplus of stuff that I can just keep rotating out and whatnot. So, sorry there's been some gaps in videos and stuff. I'm trying. I'm a busy man. I'm trying my best. I promise you. I absolutely am trying my best, and I feel bad if I don't. If I'm not uploading video every day to every other day. Also, there was like a day or two I was just not in the mood to record after the Enter Sandman with the warning video, just because the amount of toxicity that came out of that video was just put me out of the mood. I'll say that. Just put me out of the mood, but I'm good now. It wasn't just like, oh, I suck, I don't want to record or anything like that, because like I don't I don't let the comments themselves get to me, because I know it's just a bunch of unfortunate souls that have so much pain and hurt in their life that they're just trying to throw it out and trying to get it out in any way, shape, or form. And a stranger says something that they may not like or disagree with on the internet, and they decide you are where I'm going to pour all my hate into. So I know it has very little to do about me. So what they say doesn't ever get to me. It's just the fact that people can be so fucking hateful and toxic just because they can hide behind their computer screen just pisses me off, and just kind of sometimes takes me out of the mood of recording and whatnot. So yeah, it is what it is. But now moving forward to the thing that I'm thinking of doing. Now, this would only happen maybe, you'd only maybe get one of these a week or something. It wouldn't be something like, well, I'm going to dedicate and create a second channel, because like when you don't have many views, there's no reason to create a second channel. Or anything like that. It's just sporadically. I was thinking, like, I've always thought about doing either television series or movies and stuff like that, because that's kind of become a big popular thing. And usually I would never watch those, but I've recently started to watch a few, and they're actually kind of fun and enjoyable, especially when you have more than just one person reacting to it. When you can get 2, 3, 4, etc. people reacting to television shows and movies and stuff like that, it can be really, really funny, and they can feed off of each other's energy and stuff, and it's really, really humorous. I don't really watch just one person watching a series or movies or anything like that, but yeah, I've thought about doing that myself, but I was just like, I don't, there's some complications that could arise with that could occur in that scenario. One, me, I don't believe in censoring and editing stuff and whatnot, so I would actually want to do, if it's an hour and a half movie, I wouldn't want to record every minute of the hour and a half and upload that. Now, if they copyright claim that, that's fine. No problem there. I have a feeling if it's a movie, they're probably going to block it. And I don't know if they'll be as nice as some of the music companies and stuff that either just don't look at their claims. So if you just try to dispute it in general, it just naturally gets undone because they didn't respond to it. Or people are just like, okay, it's a non-profit reaction. They don't make any money off of this, fine, whatever. I don't know if movies would be as forgiving, you know what I mean? But I won't know until I try. But this is just a high chance that they might just get straight up blocked, which would be an issue. Plus, I think I could do it. I would have to practice and train and whatnot. So the first one I would do would have to be one that I'm willing to throw away just in case it's not, not as good as I would hope it would be. But the problem is just like there's something in me that I would have to battle, because it's like, when you're watching a movie or television stuff, especially if you've seen it, because I imagine a lot of people are like me to where they only react to stuff that they've seen themselves, because you want to, like, if you're watching a movie with a buddy or something, and they're just like, oh, I haven't seen that movie. It's like, you haven't seen that movie? Dude, we gotta watch that movie. And you're watching stuff, and all of a sudden they start talking about parts like, yo, shut the fuck up. This part's awesome. You gotta watch this and whatnot. So when people are like talking over a movie and they don't pause it, and then, it's just like they miss like another funny, hilarious line that happens right after the one they were laughing at or whatnot. And they miss it because they weren't paying attention because they were laughing or just talking about, oh yeah, that was fucking, just talking with the other person. It's like, you just missed something awesome, So that would bother me. But also at the same time, if I was pausing every time I had a response or reaction or something like that, again, we're just going to say hour and a half movie would probably turn into a 3-hour video, and I wouldn't want to watch that. I don't mind watching long stuff, but I wouldn't want to watch that. I'm sure you wouldn't want to watch that. So if I was to do movies and stuff like that, I would set very strict ground rules with myself. I would only pause. Only pause if I was laughing so fucking hard that I didn't want to miss anything. I would just pause to laugh my ass off, and then continue immediately after, without saying anything or interrupting anything like that. Or maybe allowing myself like 2 or 3 pauses with a cap of a maximum of like a minute or something that I could stop and quickly get out thoughts and stuff. Otherwise, just kind of make comments and or reactions and stuff while the movie continues, because I believe in my capabilities to, even though my mouth is moving, my ears are still working, so I can continue to focus in and listen on what's happening, so I can interrupt myself if I'm saying anything to respond and or react or laugh, etc. to what just happened, so I don't miss none. So I feel like I would be able to keep it. Again, we'll say an hour and a half. Say the movie's an hour and a half. Hopefully, we'll be able to keep it within an hour 40, hour 50, or something like that. Now, I know that there's like, I don't know, some people take copyright more seriously than others. Like the internet has made things really tricky. when it comes to copyright rules and whatnot. Because the original purpose of copyright, I completely agree with, 100% back behind and whatnot. If you make something and someone else takes that and says, "Oh, this is mine," and sells it, yeah, that should be illegal. 100% agree. But times are changing. I feel like the laws have to change with the times. You know what I'm saying? So now with YouTube and reactions and stuff like that, the appeal of a reaction is the fact that you as a human being can never go back in time and watch something for the first time again. You can't do it. It's impossible. Unless you give yourself amnesia. I don't recommend. But that would be a way to do it. Watch a movie, give yourself amnesia, and watch the movie again. But what you can kind of experience that first time watching something, just the response and reaction was just like, oh my god, being surprised by something, by watching someone else react to something for the first time. You can kind of relive that experience, not at the same level, but you can get a taste of it again. And that's why people like reactions so much. So a lot of people usually don't watch a reaction to something unless they've seen that thing themselves. So that means they've already given the views to the artists. They've already bought the artists' CDs and stuff like that. For movies and stuff, they've already gone to the movie theaters. They've already got the DVD box, something. They've already given you the money for the product. Now they want to watch someone else who's giving you, because for most of all these movies, I'd probably just rent them on YouTube or whatnot. So I'm still giving the people the money for the product. They've already seen the product. They've already given you the money for the product. Now they're watching me give you the money for the product. Like, who cares if the whole movie is shown? Many people are not going to watch a movie for the first time and not give you the money for viewing it by watching someone else watch it. You know what I mean? So some channels, let's say the normies, I quite enjoyed watching the normies go through The Office, a little bit of Parks and Rec, though their audio was really wonky on that one, and so it was super hard to listen to. But it was one of their much earlier stuff, so I get it. Yeah, Parks and Rec, The Office, and Sunny in Philadelphia. I've been really enjoying that stuff. But I was thinking about doing Patreon so I could watch unedited stuff, because I want to see all of it. You know what I mean? But even on their Patreon, they're just like, we obviously don't show, like, they say unedited, but they were saying, like, we're not going to show you literally the whole thing beginning to end, because that would be a gross abuse of copyright. And just like, but it's like, I've already watched all of, all of The Office on Netflix. I gave them my money and my views. Now you're watching all of The Office. You're giving them your money and your views and whatnot. How are we abusing copyright in that situation? We're paying them twice to watch the same thing. But I just want to watch you watch them while you're paying them. Like, how is this abuse of copyright? So that's why I don't have a problem with trying to get away with watching the entirety of the movie. Now, if that doesn't work, I'll probably have to cut out maybe some of the more boring parts or something like that. Who knows? But I think I would be a great candidate for movie reactions and stuff. I probably wouldn't do TV series, but maybe. Who knows? I've never seen Game of Thrones. I watched the first season and it bored me to fucking tears, because it's just like, we're in medieval times and there's like no fucking combat. I don't want to watch a drama. I'm good. And plus, all the awesome characters fucking die. So it's just like, why would I want to watch that? So it's just never really appealed to me personally. I think there's army battles and stuff and more action that happens later, but like, I watched a whole fucking season and there was no combat. So I'm just like, I'm good. I'm bored. So I probably wouldn't really do it for me. But there are major series like Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones and stuff that I haven't seen. But I probably won't do TV series and stuff. But maybe I will. Because I haven't seen the last 2 or 3 seasons of Workaholics. I would really love an excuse to watch that. I haven't seen the last couple seasons they've made. I think I've only watched up to like 11. I think I've seen 8 and 9, like either 10 or 11 on of Sunny Philadelphia. I haven't seen. I would love to catch up on those. So maybe, but I wouldn't start out doing that. But trying to wrap this up here because we're getting a little long-winded and whatnot. But this is a big announcement. But I think I would be a perfect candidate for movies and stuff because there's a lot of classic movies that I have not seen. And just scrolling through some of the popular ones here that a lot of people do, I haven't seen any of the Ghostbusters. Like, it's going to sound almost criminal. Some of the major titles I have not seen. Like, keep that in mind. Before I scare you here, keep that in mind. You've never seen Ghostbusters, haven't watched Top Gun. Technically saw most of the second one, but then the other half of the second Top Gun that they recently made, which was, a little confusing because I didn't watch the first one, but I kind of got the gist. But the second half, I was talking to my friend on the phone, so I went to a different room. Haven't seen any of the Jaws movies. Haven't seen Shawshank Redemption. Haven't seen any of the Terminator movies. Haven't seen any of the Alien movies. I technically have seen bits and pieces of the Silence of the Lambs, but I also haven't really seen that. And I'm kind of interested to I know the gist of it again. I know the gist of a lot of these. I've seen bits and pieces of the first Alien. Have not seen the second Aliens. Everyone hates the third Alien movie. I remember seeing bits and pieces of it on TV, like on like one of the random HBO or just movies that maybe like FX or someone was playing. And I haven't really seen the first or second Aliens, so that might be a big thing. It'd be like, dude, it doesn't even compare to how good those ones were, and I get that. But I mean, the bits and pieces I remember seeing, and I don't ever remember it being like, oh, dude, this is movie history right here. This is the most amazing thing ever. But I also never at any point remember being like, it's fucking trash. So, it was okay. But the only thing I really remember is at the beginning, she almost gets raped by a bunch of dudes. And that she has an alien growing inside her. And at the end, spoiler alert, she decides to sacrifice herself as the alien's popping out of her stomach, and she like grabs onto it as she falls into this like lava or acid pit or whatever, and sacrifices herself to kill it. That's all I remember. That's literally the only two things about that movie that I fucking remember. So spoiler alert, she dies at the end of Alien 3, but and Silence of the Lambs, I know at the end, I don't remember his name. Oh, I should, because it was an epic rap battle of history. Hannibal Lecter escapes after killing the fuck out of the guard or whatnot when they're trying to arrest Buffalo Bill or whatever the fuck his name is. So like I know bits and pieces of these, but I don't know the whole experience and whatnot. I've only seen the first Die Hard movie, haven't seen any of the other ones. Never seen The Sixth Sense. But again, spoilers, the kid sees dead people, and at the end I'm pretty sure what's his name? The older dude who was also in Die Hard, right? He's a famous actor. The reason I can't remember his name, and I'm pretty sure he actually turns out to not be real. I think he's actually dead, and the kid can see him and interact with him because he's dead and whatnot. So I already know the twist at the end, but I still haven't seen any of the movie. I've never watched any of the Predator movies. Never seen any of the Indiana Jones movies. I know. Never seen The Shining. Never seen any of the Halloween movies. Never seen any of the Scream movies. Never seen any of the Friday the 13th movies. I've technically seen the first Nightmare on Elm Street, but that's it. And it was many years ago. I was a little distracted because I was sitting next to two lesbians, and one of the lesbians' mom. Well, no, technically one was bisexual, one was lesbian. That's not important. Huge, long history with them. I was really good friends with one of them and whatnot. And we were watching it outside on like a projector in like dark wooded off area, which made it a lot scarier. But I don't really remember much about it. I just know that not Jason's Friday the 13th. Freddy Krueger was like a pedophile, and so the PTA burned him alive and whatnot, and he attacks you in your dreams. And I just know Johnny Depp gets sucked into the bed and spray of blood, and in one scene like she's like walking through her school in like a dream state or whatnot, and Freddy's like haunting her and scaring her and whatnot. So literally all I remember from it. Never seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, and so on and so forth. Never seen any of the John Wicks. Haven't seen the second three. There's a lot of movies that I just haven't seen. None of the Lethal Weapons. So there's a lot of famous movies I have not seen, and famous series and stuff that I've just or trilogies and quadrilogies, etc. I've never seen any of the Matrix either. Not even the first one. I've seen like the ending fight scene with him and the agent dude with Elron. um, and I saw the scene like two of the fight scenes where there's like a million Elrons. Elf dude, Mr. Anderson, is that his name? Is that what he says to Neo? I don't remember. Whatever. Uh, I've seen some of the major fight scenes, but I have not actually seen any of them, including the first most famous first Matrix one, the first Matrix. So, yeah, that's why I felt like I'd be a really good candidate to watch these because I haven't seen a lot of extremely famous movies. So probably be kind of fun to do such. So I'll experiment now with these since I probably have to pay to watch most of them. And well, $2 or $3 is not like that big of a deal. Or $2 to $4. It's not that big of a deal. I'd probably, especially since how long they will be, anywhere between an hour to 2 to 3 hours. Like if it was like the Lord of the Rings extended edition, which it wouldn't be because I've seen all those. Don't worry, I've seen the Lord of the Rings and all the Harry Potter movies, so don't worry about that. Which, speaking of which, hi buddy. But yeah, it'd be probably anywhere between an hour to 2.5 hours long. So it'd probably, and I'd also have to pay to watch them. So it'd only be maybe one a week to one every 2 weeks. So it wouldn't happen consistently, but it would happen occasionally. Occasionally there'd be a movie that would drop and whatnot. So I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Let me know your opinions on that. Who knows if it ever happen, or ever be a possibility, but would that be interesting? I don't know. Let me know. So yeah, that about wraps it up. One little Easter egg that's not going to be an Easter egg anymore because I'm going to talk about it here. Then you might notice in a bunch of reactions and stuff coming up, you'll probably see the evolution of this growing because in one video that I did, I think it was the 4th of July one is the first one that had this. But in one video I did, you saw the first Harry Potter book, if you were paying attention, on the corner here. Now I got the second Harry Potter book chilling here because I read through the first Harry Potter book in about 3 or 4 days. Someone I work with has seen the Harry Potter movies, all of them, a fuckload of times. Really loves the Harry Potter movies. Has never read the Harry Potter book. So she started going through it. We started talking about all the stuff that the movies left out in the book that they left out from the books and whatnot, and just like how amazing the books are in comparison to the movies. The movies are still good. Do not get me wrong, but like God, there's some like movies to books to where it's like the books of for some people the books of the Lord of the Rings is like really really good, and some people don't like Peter Jackson's take on the Lord of the Rings. But it's like it's a very good 50-50 that's just like, the books are really good, but the movies are also really good. So, both are really, a good choice. For me personally, it's like the movies are good. The books are fucking insanely amazing. It's like it can't even compare the movies to the books, in my opinion. Other people would disagree, but in my opinion, you can't even compare. Like, the fucking books are phenomenal, and the movies got like 75% of the books. If you're lucky, up to 90%. So like it doesn't even compare. So we were talking about that, and that got me really excited because it's been like 8 or 9 years since I read through all the books. So it's like I gotta do that again now. It's over for me. So you'll see the books change throughout the next couple of weeks and whatnot. But I read the first book in 3 or 4 days, and now I am chapter 6 of the second book. Which, I mean, notice this bitch is beaten to fucking hell. This thing is old. Like, I don't want to brag or nothing, but the first book was probably in the second or third set of books released and whatnot. This one, Chamber of Secrets, was published in 99. I bought it. This was one of the copies from 99. Yo, this is probably one of the first 5, 10, 15,000 of the original publishers of the Chamber of Secrets. I'm just, I don't mean brag none, but like, it's whatever. It's just what it is. Anywho, so yeah, just the reason I bring that up is one, if you've never read the books but you really like the movies, read the books. Even if it's just listening to it on audio tape, there's also free versions that I believe Stephen Fry did on YouTube and whatnot. Like, scope that shit. You gotta check that shit out. Like, you're doing yourself, if you like the Harry Potter movies, you've never heard or read the books, you're doing yourself a massive disservice. Trust me, even if it's just an audiobook, listen to that shit. They're so fucking good. But also, just as you'll notice, because I probably won't mention it from this point on, you'll notice the books will change because I'll probably keep them right here. So you notice the Harry Potter, you'll be like, is that a fucking Harry Potter book? And you'll notice it will change over the weeks and whatnot that you see reaction videos of what have you. So, and then there'll be reaction videos where it's just gone because it's Mr. Ballen video and we're going way back in time. Because I think I have like 10 or 20 of those saved up or something like that. So, it will disappear and reappear and whatnot. Just like with the picture in the back. It's like this will be there for like a music reaction, then Mr. Ballen would come out and it wouldn't be there. So it would keep disappearing and reappearing if you kept going in order of my reaction videos. But now I'm finally caught up to the Mr. Ballen videos to where that's back in the big past. But it's just like, little stuff like that. So ending this off now that we've officially probably done one of the longest subscriber special videos that I've ever done. My bad, I was planning on this being short, but like so much shit happened within the last 2 or 3 weeks that it's just like I had to talk about it. And when I have to talk about it, we're gonna be here for a while. But hey, again, there's chapters. So just end this off, as always, I appreciate y'all, as I've said a million times. I never even thought I'd get to 100 subscribers, let alone knocking on the door of 1,000. That's nuts. Like, that's motherfucking nuts, y'all. So it is definitely appreciated. It's really cool, and I appreciate you viewing. I hope you enjoy. I know there's quite a good handful of people out there that don't enjoy, and it's fine. I'm just not for you. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There's also people out there that can't fathom why my videos are so long, and that's fine. You don't have to watch. I don't care if you watch for if you just click on one of my videos and you only watch for 3 or 5 minutes and it's like, oh, I'm good, I don't need to see anything else and leave. That is totally fine with me. Does not bother me in the slightest. These are for your enjoyment. And if you're only enjoying a minute or two of it and then you good, awesome. If it takes you a minute, 3 or 4 minutes to realize you're not enjoying it and you want to leave, that's also awesome. That's fine. You know what I mean? That's, you do you know what I'm saying? But if you're one of those few that's just like, I enjoy watching the full 40 or 50 minutes, I like the way your brain works, I like the way you talk through things, then you're awesome. You're a superstar and I appreciate you. But just note that if you don't, I don't think any less or differently of you. I understand everyone likes different stuff. That's why I give you chapters, y'all. So just truly, thank you. Even though I do this for fun and not for views, I still appreciate you viewing, because it gives me something to do it for. Because if it was only back in the day before I had 100 subscribers, it was back in the day where you might see 1 to 5 views a video. 10 was a big deal. 10 views was a big deal back then. It would be a little sad. It'd be a little depressing. So at least knowing that if I put out a video that's not a video game, those don't get a lot of love, but I do that for fun. I do that because I love video games and whatnot, and someone out there might enjoy watching it. But just knowing if I release a video, at least a good 25 to 50 people are going to watch it. And that's all I need, you know what I'm saying? Just because I know I'm reaching somebody and maybe improving someone's day even just slightly, even if it's just for a minute or two. That just lets me know I've done my job, and that makes me happy. So Even though I don't do this for views, I'm glad someone out there enjoys what I do. Glad someone out there has a little bit of a better day just because they watch my video. And that's honestly what it should all be about. It shouldn't be about money. It shouldn't be about views, subscribers. It should be about helping out other human beings get through their day. That's my opinion. Some people use this as a business, and I get that. I don't. So, it is what it is. Thank you for joining me. If there is a famous, amazing series or something out there, that a movie series, I mean, that, or just movie in general, that I did not mention, feel free to suggest it. Because I, you know, that's just off the top of my head, just what usually a lot of people react to and what have you. But I'm sure there's some out there that I didn't mention that it's like, oh yeah, that definitely gotta check that. Of course, now it might be something I've seen and whatnot. Like I've seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I've seen again Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and stuff like that. So you don't need to worry about them. Ace Ventura, Scope Devs. You know what I mean? All the Austin Powers. Yeah. You know. I have only seen the first chapter of It. I do want to check out the second chapter. I also want to watch the original It back in the 90s. But before I watch those, I would prefer to actually read the book first. So that was on the table. But eventually. Though I'm kind of not real. I'm like horrified to read the books, but I'm also not. Not for scare reason or anything. It's just from what I've been told, like in the beginning, one of the kids, spoiler alert, is just like, now that he's an adult, he's still so terrified about facing it now that he's come back and they're older and they need to get together and try to take him out again 27 years later or however long it is. That he just like kills himself right then and there. It's just like, okay, that seems like a little bit of an overreaction. all he has to do is tell his friends like, nah, I ain't going back. But he's just like so scared that he kills himself. It's just like, okay. Like Stephen King was on a lot of drugs, so like I don't know if he was thinking clearly or not. I think sometimes Stephen King is writing, like I've read a book or two of Stephen King, and like I think he's a really good writer. He writes some really awesome stuff, some really gripping stuff as well. But he'll just put something in there, just like, why? Just like go way out of left field or whatnot. Like the other only part that I know, besides the fact that it's like a cosmic space spider and you need the cosmic turtle to defeat him. It's like, how much coke were you on? Are you fucking kidding me? The fuck do you mean? This dude was fucking high out of his mind when he came up with that idea. Like, you can't change my mind. But anyways, it's like it's spider demon or some shit like that. I don't know. Anyways. When they're going through the fucking sewers and they're just like, oh, he must prey off of virgins. Let's all take turns fucking this 13-year-old girl. I think she was 13. They were teenagers, whatever, however they were. A bunch of teenagers like, yo, let me write this section about how they all fuck her so they're not virgins, like one after the other in the sewer and stuff. So they have an underage gangbang scene. It's like, or how about we don't, Steven? How we don't, though? So I'm a little nervous to read the books, but like if I'm gonna watch the original It, which has, I believe, all of that put together, and the second chapter of It, which the It movies, the newer version, the remake, whatever the fuck you want to call it, whatever the fuck it's technically called. Even though the first one was like really, really fucking good and I really enjoyed it, I feel like I want to know the whole story before I see the second one, but I don't know. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. I hope I can make some of your days a little bit better. Sorry this was way longer than what I usually do for these videos. But hey, as we get closer to 1,000, yeah, maybe they're going to get longer. Who knows? I got more to say. Sorry to interrupt again to add more length on this video, but someone did mention that, like, hey, you can do something special for the 1,000. And I was just like, well, I usually don't do anything special for these videos, but like maybe for 1,000, we do something special. Don't know what that is. I don't know how much time I have to think on it, but I'm going to start coming up with brainstorming ideas and stuff. Something like actually special to do for the 1,000 one. Push buttons. So one of these might actually be a special. Who knows? I'll see you at 1K, y'all. Because I don't think we're going to stop before 1K. So we should get to 1K at some point. So thank y'all for joining me. Appreciate every single one of you. Even those with so much hate filled in their heart that they have to try to throw all that shit at me. I understand that you're hurting out there. And you know what? Even though I think you're a pussy coward hiding behind your computer, I still understand that you just have too much pain and misery in your life that you just need to let it out. And you know what? It's a little unfair that I'm catching your strays, but like in the end, I understand. Life's hard. And I get it. So even you toxic piece of shit troll motherfucker, still love you. Still love all of you. So, thank you for joining me. And I will see you all next time.